Hey everyone, Gwent Novigrad has launched, and with this Arethusa is already working hard to bring you the best decks of the new expansion, but it's really hard to tell right now because it's so early. But what we can do for now is to look at each leader, and so we create like 5 deck guides of the 5 new leaders, and my leader of choice is Gudrun. So I hope you enjoy the deck guide, and if you like what I'm doing, then hit the subscribe button below, and I would say let's head right into it. Let's start with the cards that can give you a lot of crowns at once. The first one is already your leader, Gudrun, and she has an order ability once, just one use, that can give you 9 crowns at once. If you already have 5 crowns, for example, then it doesn't matter because then you just get the 5 crowns is boost onto a unit on the board. So you always need to actually use her after you have a unit on the board. So that makes it a bit trickier because you can just start around with it, but there are other ways which we can boost the power of this even more, like Bincy, which we talk about later. The second one is Dijkstra aka Sigi Reuven, and he has a profit of 4, but the profit is increased for every unique gang you have in your deck, which is why we have some filler cards in this deck to make that works. Like we are playing like Fire Swarm with a Temple Guard, for example. We're playing other gangs with special cards and so on. So those 2 cards you can dump, one in round 3, for example, one in round 1, to immediately get to 9 gold, or coins how it's called now, 9 coins, and therefore trigger even more synergies like we have in the deck. Because we focus a lot of spending, we focus on Hoard, and that's why we need those 2 cards right away, because they enable all the Hoard abilities, and then we even have some like the Borsodis brothers to really kick ass. But like, let's go to that later. So remember these 2 cards because those can give you 9 crowns at once. Then we have engine income cards, and like the probably best engine income card currently is Imke. She gives you 2 coins per round, and if you pay a fee of 3, she can get a shield. So if the shield is already depleted, for example, you can pay the fee again, get her shield again, and you need to think if against what matchup you're playing, if you need the shield or not. For example, against Ifni, it typically doesn't make too much sense to play the shield because you just get an Ifni charge in return out of it. So 3 coins versus 1 Ifni charge is, depends. Can be worth it, but it really depends on the situation. If you play against, for example, Iced in the beginning, he has no way to shoot like Imke right away down. So if you play Imke, wait until the Marauder drops and then play Tactic Advantage. Imke is pretty safe, so you don't need the shield, for example. So that's Imke, gives you 2 coins per turn, and then with the Tax Collector, it's a 4 power unit, gives you 1 coin per turn. Typically you want to set this up as early as possible, especially in a round where you don't play your Sigi Reuven or your Gudrun, so you can get up to your 9 coins right away to trigger other synergies like the Flying Redanian. Then we have Income on Demand. Those are not big cards like Sigi or Gudrun, but they can still give you quite some coin if you need it. The first one is Payday, and it deals 2 damage to an enemy unit, and if it kills it, so you have a death blow, and if it kills it, you get 5 crowns in return. So it can be 7 power cards if you say that like coins are 1-to-1 ratio in points, and this can help you to go to your 9 coins right away. And then we have Swindle, and Swindle is just another crime card. It gives you 4 to 6 coins at random, so you either get 4, you get either 5 or 6, so just helps you to get up to speed. With Swindle you need to be a bit careful, because if you don't hit 9, for example, you get the Flying Redanian out of it, it just will be 0 points. So either you have spenders on the board to use that money, the coin right away, or you are on red, for example, where you don't need the tempo. Otherwise, if you're in blue, this card can't be played, or then just out-tempo you and will, for example, pass or something. So you need to time this card a bit well, otherwise you lose a lot of tempo. Then we come to the interesting stuff, to Hoard. And there we have like probably one of the best cards in the deck, which is the Flying Redanian. It's a 4-point unit, and as soon as you reach 9 crowns and you end your turn on 9 crowns, then this will jump out of the graveyard or your deck on the board like a roach, and you just get like 4 extra points. This helps a lot. It gives you like this extra tempo, which is also why we typically want to try to play 3 rounds and just utilize the value in all 3 rounds. But it just gives you this extra tempo to really, well, go ahead. I like it a lot. And then we have the Sewer Raiders. And Sewer Raiders are a one Sewer Raider is a 3-point unit. But if you have Hoard 4, which means like as soon as you have 4 coins, you can play this card, and then it will summon another Zero from the deck to row. So it's like thinning, and it's 6 points. Pretty decent. Then, now we come to the very interesting part, the spenders. One of the biggest spender we have, or let's not say the biggest spender, but the most flexible spender, is Philippa Eilhart. Philippa Eilhart is a 3-point unit which is able to spend an amount of crowns to then steal it from the enemy, to charm it, so to say, to seize it. I think seize is the correct keyword. There you go, seize, to seize an enemy. The thing is, it takes exactly the amount of crowns it needs from your bank. So if you have like 9 crown, you can jump up or seize anything up to 9 crowns. Typically, you use this to steal an enemy engine, like an enemy Eimke, for example, because it doesn't block it like a muscle does, for example. So you can just use her and get full benefit of the enemy engine. You get a 2 to 1 point crown ratio, which is amazing. I mean, you lose a bit because you already you paid the provision for it, so it's not like that. It's not the same ratio. But if you just mulligan away all your 4-point units, then it doesn't matter if you pay that many provisions, because on the board it's just like you get the 2 coins to 1 coin ratio, which is amazing. So Philippa, it's amazing flexible unit to just steal anything from your opponent which you need and which really hurts him. So use this as your main control option. And then we have the Borsodis brothers. And the Borsodis brothers are amazing because they give you a profit of 2, and if the other Borsodis brother is already in the graveyard, then you get 2 extra coins. So you want to play one in round 1, for example, and the other one in round 3 or round 2, whatever. If you want to push, play it in round 2. Then, and this is why they are so good, is their fee ability. Ewald, that's the one on the left, and Horst on the right have 2 different fee abilities. Ewald is able to damage an enemy by 2 if you play fee of 2, and Horst buffs an allied unit by 2 if you play fee of 2. So if you have, let's say, 9 crowns, you can use the abilities 4 times in a row right away, because fee doesn't have it doesn't need seal. It can be executed multiple amounts in a turn. So if you have 9 crowns, for example, in round 3, and this is your last card, then you get all your crowns out and you can transfer them into points, which is amazing. I especially like Ewald because damage is often more important than buffing, because getting rid of an enemy unit, for example, helps a lot. And with Ewald, you have targeted 2-point damage. So if there's a 6-point unit and you have 9 crowns, you remove it. If there's an 8-point unit and you have 9 crowns, you remove it. But you can also, for example, use him to let's say there's a 4-point enemy on the board, use his ability once, and then you play Payday, for example, on it. Then next round, he plays a 3-point Swordmaster, which you want to remove. You just use the ability twice, and it's gone. So this is so flexible. It depends on how much crowns you have, and this is why we have so many income. So you can use this on the Borsodis brothers, especially in Ewald. Then we have the Syndicate, which is not bad as well, especially if you have high amount of coins. I'm sorry, still using the old term. Syndicate has a fee buff itself by 2, but if you have 7, so Hoard 7, it actually buffs by 3 instead, so you get a better ratio for the crowns. So typically, if I'm in the end game, I use Syndicate once to get him up to 7. It's also a good point. It's a good point rate, like how to say it. It's a good power not to be removed right away, and then, for example, I use the rest in the Borsodis brothers. And then we have the Cursed Blacksmith. He's simple 1-to-1 ratio, profit 1, and if you use his ability, you can buff an allied unit by 1 for a fee of 1. So you can transfer your buffs around, which is really good as well, because typically you don't want to buff one unit that high. With the Blacksmith, you can just spend it around. Pretty good. And then let's go to the next section, which is other. So those are good cards, but they can't be classified into like spenders income. And the first one is Bincy. Bincy is one of our best cards in the deck. Bincy is a Rollock unit to ranged, and she has 3 power. But if every time you gain coins, she will buff herself by the amount of coins gained. So if you start round 3 with Bincy, play Gudrun on her, she will always become 13 right away while you have 9 crowns for Gudrun. So that's amazing value. And if you have engine income cards like Eimke or the Tax Collector, then she will buff by 1 per turn, or like by 2 per turn in case of Eimke. And at the same time you get the crowns, you basically double the value of your coin generator engines. It's just amazing value. Bincy typically, the enemy wants to remove Bincy right away, but if she sticks to the board, she can win your game single-handedly. She's just such a big threat. So, Bincy is a good card. Then we have Tunnel Drill. Tunnel Drill enables you to get rid of an enemy for an enemy artifact. If you pay a fee of 3, so you can use it multiple times. You can remove multiple artifacts, especially good against Summoning Circle or against the Eternal Fire, where they play, for example, the Sacred Flame. So this is just a good card to tech, and if you don't need it, it has an income of 1 and it's still a 6-point card, which I like a lot. Actually, sorry, it's actually a 5-point card, so but it costs 6 provisions. Anyway, still good to tech against artifact removal. Then we have Kurt, and Kurt is another flexible card. Like you see, this deck is a lot about flexibility. It either locks an enemy unit if you play it on the melee row, or it purifies a friendly unit if you play it on the ranged row. So if Bincy gets locked, for example, you can play Kurt to just unlock her again, or unlock your engines, or if the enemy has a good engine, you just lock that engine. So pretty decent, good card to include. And then we have Casino Bouncers, and that's your typical starter in round 1. If you don't have any crowns, well, let's say it otherwise. They are a 4, and if you use their fee, which is a 2-point fee, then they summon the other one from the deck to the row. But they also have Insanity, so you don't need to pay the fee. You can just sacrifice 2 of their lives to not pay crowns and get them off the board, which I typically like to do because we want to have the crowns for other stuff. So we get 6 points on the board and a bit of thinning. I like. And yeah, well, of course, there's Roach. So Roach is even more to be able, like, Roach helps you to win round 1, and you want to win round 1 so you can play the full Might of the Borsodis brothers in round 3 as a finisher, so to say. What do we else have? We have some filler cards, and those cards, well, Temple Guard is a 2, and it can become a 4/4, a 5/4, because it has a melee ability to buff 3 adjacent units by 1. It's not bad, but typically you don't want to play it. Like, you have it doesn't have synergy with the other cards. This is only there for the Eternal Fire synergy for Sigi Reuven. So, I don't know, I just mulligan it away all the time. I see it, but if you're stuck with it, it still has value, so it's not too bad. And that on Vince, I generally like as a card, because it has 4 point of removal, but it banishes units. So if the enemy plays a Flying Redanian, a Roach, you just get rid of it. If they play Foglets, you banish them, no Death Wish ability, amazing. Also, sometimes I want to use this on the Borsodis brothers, because then the enemy gets in the next round not the extra profit for having the Borsodis brothers in the graveyard. So for Northern Wind, this is a good card to include. And that was it about the cards. Let's quickly check about the tips and tricks. And the first one is like play 3 rounds, because if you get Flying Redanian out in all the rounds, you get more value for its provisions, so to say. And also, short round 3 is really good for you, because if you, for example, combine Bincy with Gudrun, then you already have 13 points on the board, and then you just play the Borsodis brothers, dump all your coins onto the board, and the enemy just has no chance to catch up. So short round 3 is typically better for you. Round 1 is the round where you want to thin, like you want to get your Casino Brothers out, you want to play your Steel Riders, you just want to dump your bronzes to have like the good cards in round 3, maybe even 2. But sometimes you need to, you need to win round 1. It's really good to control the round length, so often you actually need to play cards like Sigi Reuven just to get the value out. But it's okay to play some golds. You also want to get Roach off the deck, of course. So try to play some good value cards in round 1, but if you can, try to dump your bronzes. Yeah, we already talked about it. Bincy and Gudrun is an amazing setup for round 3. And yeah, and the fee you can use to get rid of the crowns in 1 turn. I already talked about this as well, so try to use that. And now we're heading into 3 matches this time, actually, because they're a bit quicker than usual. I hope you enjoyed them as well. Check them out, how the deck could be played. I'm sure you can play the deck even better, but this is what I got in the in the quick amount of time I played today. So enjoy, and let's head right into the example matches. Hammerfart. Not sure how much removal I have to get rid of him, but we have some removal. And Borsodis, Ewald Borsodis would be a key here. Okay, look at this. No. Oh, it would be hard to draw into this. We don't have we have Payday and we have Swindle. We have 2 tax collectors and maybe okay. But you have no spenders. One spender. If you can protect him. Let's see. Start up. Let's start with the bounces. 6 and thing. He plays one of his like good engines we like this. Just play Northern Winds in him. The longer we can postpone whatever he has, the better. That's pretty good. Let's start collecting the taxes. Let's boost it up. Maybe I actually need to pull a Philippa here. Yeah, that's something I would like to kill. But I'm not sure how to.
No, dwarves do not qualify for childcare tax relief.
So that's the problem. We don't have like Borsodis in here. Well. Could get paid here right away. We get 6, we're at 9, so we don't want to play this. 5, well then we also lose out on the collectors. If we play Blacksmith now, we lose maybe our spender. I think we just lose 1 crown here and it doesn't matter. But on the other hand, oh god, we need to play this. This is the only...
Listen, I just work.
It's the only thing that really makes sense. If he kills it, we have a problem. Because it's our only spender next to Philippa. Okay. Let's get rid of a Sealet. And... oh wait, do we want to reduce it twice so we can get the Redanian out? Pew pew, Redanian. Okay. Pass. Okay, sure, I mean, that's fine for me. Now we need to push him, otherwise like he will swarm like crazy. Instead of a Finke, for example. Bincy, very good. Borsodis, that's amazing. Okay. Temple Guard, I don't need you. Siege Car is good as well. Yeah, let's keep this. Does he have the power to get rid of her right away? Do we even want to give her a shield, maybe? Doesn't look like he can Philippa it or something. Let's give her the shield, I feel safer with... because she's a major. So I want to unicorn one turn, blah blah blah, we can get rid of it, so... oh wow, that's too much money. Anyway, there we go. So we lost 2 crowns. I would like to kill this as well. Oh, now we go. Now we just go Borsodis, I guess. Meteor out. Pew. Pew. As long as this is on the field, we are... you know what? As long as this is on the field, we're fine. Can't get the Hoard now, but I still have to check out to play in between. I need to use this as long as possible. Dropped 6, okay. Good, that means we have now space to play this. He's not big on crowns. Why did he get 1 crown? Oh, because of the bank. Yeah, this is... oh, he wants to spawn all of them right now, okay. So on the one hand I would like to kill this, on the other hand we need to get rid of those.
Long ships are overrated.
Maybe we just kill the sailors. Haha, there we go. Nice. As one of those no fun allowed people with locks and control and like usurper. So we need to make sure that we can get Redanian out otherwise. But we have the tools to do so. Bincy, however, we need to pair with Sigi in round 3. So that will be a problem, I guess. Maybe you could just pull a player with tax collectors. It's fine as well. Worst case. Let's get a receipt. No! Well, it happens. I don't care. He has less to say. We're not going to play a whole lot in round 1, I guess. Because he will just lock my tax collectors. Like, there's no sense in playing this round. I don't have any of the cards I need. Do I get the locks out right now?
In this world, only two things.
Bring it. Bring your locks. Bring your removal. Mr. No Fun Allowed. I am playing Usurper in like a fresh meta. It's just the most annoying thing you can do. It's the first lock.
Appeals can be filed.
It's the second lock. The good thing is it's still a 5 for 4. 5 for 5. Oh, no, man. But hey,
this could hurt.
yeah, it's the next removal. I'm playing on red, right? Okay, so it's actually fine. It's nice that we actually get Serried out. We don't want to play gold. Well, actually, we can play gold. It doesn't matter at all. Do we play not on Vince? I mean, why not? Just getting rid of cards here. Could have played on this to just get the payday. Now we need to be a bit careful. How much can we play? I don't know. Like, it doesn't matter. We got a gold cut out, we got Serried out, we got some locks out. If it passes now, it would be amazing. If he plays a long round 2, we have some tools. We may need to play Sigi. Imke, okay. What the Borsodis brought us? I'm not sure about you, but like, we could draw into stuff which I don't like.
Off to the front yet again.
They start. Do we start with Bincy? No, we start with Casino Bounces.
Fancy a game of Kaviri?
There we go. 6 for 6. And as soon as we play Bincy, we'll remove her. So we may want to play Imke and then Bincy. What to do with Sigi? Imke or Bincy? Who should get the removal? Because he surely has high point removal anyway. So maybe it would be better if Imke goes through. Let's play Imke first anyway. Because this way Bincy already gets boosted by 2. Now we're already ahead. Passes, okay. Good. Do we do something for some carryover? No. We just go look for the mill again. Okay. So this is good now. We have like Sigi to go up to 9 crowns right away in round 3. Yeah, I don't need you. Could unlock something. The only good card here is Philippa. I think we need to play without her. This is a good combi. We start with Bincy, she will get locked, but if I don't start with Bincy, it doesn't make sense because you don't have regular income.
A woman's place is in the own. Aye, in all of them.
So, get rid of Bincy, please. Do it quickly. Because if not, then she will get amazing value. Well, thank you very much, I guess. Sigi, do your job.
I like to make sure of that.
Already 2 points of carryover, so Bincy didn't get the best value, but hey. Now we have value, which is good. We already started spending them. Do we go for Adriana? Do we pay? But we don't pay the shield. Oh, we actually need to get rid of the crowns first, because all of those have profit. So I would say we start with the blacksmith.
10% for peace of mind.
How much profit do we? 2 maximum, right? Yeah. So that's fine. Now we can play all these cards and we don't lose the profit. Maybe we should pay Dave soon before he transforms that. Yeah, you know what? If we do that, we're actually going to. Well, actually, he should be able to kill us. How much do you get? 5, right? So actually, we need to play 2 more. We're at 8. There we go. And Bincy is buffing her itself. Now we're at 7. We can play now those all for 2 profits. And we are still fine. Paid is a good card. Especially if you have Evil Borsodis. Just gets so much free ticks.
Sometimes I've had it.
Okay, Lux Bincy. Let's see if he can. Does it mean he can't remove her? Well, if it means he can't remove her, then it's pure fire. Well, let Bincy be an even bigger threat. Next could be Sewer Raiders. Nice, he can't remove Bincy. The King of Daggers himself. Let's see. What do we have? I see wings. Okay, we have a Valiper. We have a Borsodis, so that's not bad. Bouncer, some... We don't need Redinian. Okay, that's interesting. We have 2 collectors and we can protect one of them. Roach, go away. Okay. It's not the optimal hand 4 and 3, 1-1. But I think we can match. First off, we start with the bounces because they're just 6 points infinity. They are amazing, the better witches. Oh, I don't have Town Drill. That's a bit of a problem. That is a bit of a problem. So we can protect it now because Cleaver won't be able to do it anymore. To kill it anymore. Now we can play Sewer Raiders.
Appeals can be
It gets
filed
to
within
4.
7 years.
Yeah, we don't have... Let's play just another one.
No, dwarves do not qualify for childcare tax.
I'm just interested in what comes out of the summoning circle. Next round we can play the Sewer Raiders and then at least we fin a bit and we still have a good run 3. I don't think we can win round 1 against summoning circle and whatever comes out of this. Well, that's how it works. That's pretty good. Oh wait, we actually don't have... We have it in the next round. We could play Swindle now. And then we would need to use the others. Yeah, let's do this. With a bit of luck we can get rid of it. Yeah, there we go. Well, that's actually... Never mind me. So we get the Redanian out now. Those are... Can't use those this turn. So we've lost 2 crowns currently. I miscalculated actually. And we should have played Borsodis or something before. My bad. That was my bad. Summoning Circle stays in there, okay. So let's play Caesar Pearl. Yeah, let's get 2-9 again. We can always play then like Siege Cal next round again and then play Borsodis. Adriano is it's kinda like too late for Adriano. Sewer is wanna play at some point as well. So now we only get 1 crown per turn. So there we go. We're still fine here. We're still fine. Still waiting for the summoning circle to pop. We still have the Borsodi brothers to really get going. Oh wow. What has he planned? I just wants to play it for value? I mean, if there comes an 8-point unit out there, we are already at the same level. Do we think we can compete here? I mean, we want to have this in the graveyard, so playing it now probably makes sense.
I fear it's far too late to suddenly
And then now I
turn.
would say we just use the crowns. Save those from whatever. And he has now 3 point of carryover. Let's see what he can do with the summoning circle, but I think we would like to go out at this point. It was a big push here.
Power, the object of dark desire.
Well, that is a problem now. I don't have it in the graveyard. 14 points. Do we think he can make 14 points? With summoning circle, probably he can. But there's no reason for me to play into this. The cards just are not what I need. Maybe he needs to use some King of Beggars. Oh, he passes. What? Why did he play summoning circle at all then? This is a strange match. I would have needed you in round 1, man. Temple Guard. Blacksmith? Maybe. Oh, we have a spender. We have 2 spenders. Oh, I can just pass now, right? Why did he... I don't get it. Was it like 2... Whatever it was there in the summoning circle, was it not enough to do it? So it wants to have 1 point of carryover, okay. Sure. I need Bincy now. There we go. You're a good girl. Hoard, okay, sure, why not? Payday is probably not bad. What about Northern Wind? I need Dijkstra. What is Sigi, how's it called here? We get rid of this or this? Probably even Siege cut, right? I think it's another. Let's risk it. Well, at least we got another spender now.
This world only 2 things.
Let's see if we can find another payday card. We'll just lock it right now. And not another payday card. Payday we haven't card for Northern Winds. Northern Winds I meant. If he has Amk, we just steal it with Philipper. Next card is Bincy. Sure, just good value.
A woman's
Yeah,
place
we're now
is
going
in
to
the eye.
boost her up. There we go. 14 point Bincy. Nice. And 9 crowns. Now we can play Adriana, we can play Philippa, and there is my Redanian. My flying Redanian. I'm still looking forward to the premium artwork. Give me something for payday, that would be amazing. Actually, we can set up payday easily with Borsodis later, so... That's why last say is important. Sure. If you want to steal something... Do we actually go for Adriana here? Do we want to have the Seductress grow with the shield? It's way too much. We don't have any generators here. So I'm not sure if we want to... Also we need to use the something before we... we need to use some crowns before we can get the 2 profits. So we used this once. 7, it's pretty good. Now we can play Adriano to get to 9 again. Pretty good. Well, that's what we're going to do later with Payday as well. Because it just steal the arena girl, but I don't know, let's wait for now. I'm really thinking if I want to play the Seductress. I don't think it's a good idea to do it, so...
I've got the whole world in my hands.
No trigger. Just take the 9. Still looking for a good Philippa target. The 7 is okay.
10% for peace of mind.
Now we're talking. Make it a 9. Make it a 9. Yeah, you want the seat. You want to make this a 9. Oh, he doesn't. Do I steal it? Yeah, I want to steal it.
You'll suffer the consequences of your foolishness.
Look at this. Pretty good. Even though she's high provision, I think she's one of the better cards.
A meeting spot.
Borsodis, pretty good. And now he's going for the coins to use Borsodis. Yeah, there we go. Thanks everyone for watching the video. Subscribe if you want to see more Gwent content, especially my in-depth Gwent guides going live on weekends. And don't forget to check out my Patreon page where you can support this channel and get cool rewards in the process. My Twitch times are Monday to Thursday starting at 2 CET. See you on stream.